Alright, so I got this idea in my head. I figured I'd hit record and we see what happens. So the way it goes is like something like that. So I've got the idea for a melody and a bass line. So the first thing I'm going to do, pop open a serum and just get this down on paper so I don't forget it. Just gonna hit this so it outputs through. Nope. Probably helps to plug my headphones in first. There we go. External headphones. Cool. Alright, let's go. Dun, dun, dun. Dun, dun. Set this for 180 maybe? I don't know. Alright, so I've duplicated that now. Now we'll put the bass line in. Bow, bow, bow. Cool, so now I'm gonna like think of like some sort of counter melodies that can come in. Clearly that one's clashing. Cool. So, like, that counter melody, we can fucking deal with that later, but, like, for now, we have the melody and the bass line. We'll call this bass. Call this melody. I've also got this idea in my head that there's, like, clapping, so it's just like, clap, clap, clap. So I get, like, some crowd chants going. Crowd. Clap. Yeah, something like that. Like some fucking crowd noise. Crowd chant, maybe? Yeah, something like that. And then maybe like a drum beat comes in. So we'll just get like a D&B drums. See, I'm just fucking getting these melodies in my head. Boy, let's go. Alright, let's listen. Like the crowd chant, a clap needs some muchos reverb. And it needs to go away from the highs. So I'm going to EQ down the highs a bit. Wait, what the fuck? Oh. It's not on the clap. This also doesn't need lows, no way. What happens if I pan those? No, that sounds like shit. I feel like we need a pad or something here. So, like, there's a point where, like, you can just keep adding in serum patches to get the idea, but there's a point where you'll have to start adding in actual, like, instruments. So, I really like starting with an atmosphere these days. Like, I prefer that over, like, just trying to make some big-ass drop. So, I'm going to go on to Splice. Not sure if you guys can see this. I hope you can. If you can see it, cool. Actually, let me check. Yeah, I think you guys can see it. Hopefully. If not, you'll just have to bear with me. So I'm basically going to go on to Splice. So what I know now is that the root note is E. So I want to find some shit in E. So I'm going to go into browse. And then, so I want to get like atmospheric effects. So I'm going to get like a pad. And I want the key to be in E. I really like that one. Like, if you feel like it fits the vibe you're going for, chuck it in. So that's going to be cool. I want to get a few things. No. A high string. That could be really cool. Just like a held note. Come on. Let's see. Like, this is just random shit, too. Like, so, yeah, we can get to like the sound design phase of it now. I want to get like one more. I don't like that one as well. It's a bit different to the other one. What's this one? Yeah, that's like a seventh or something of this one. So I think they'll work together to make a nice little chord. So what I'll do now is I want to pan one way and one the other way. Maybe not 50. Complex Pro. Fade that in because this one's faded in as well. Make sure you put like Complex Pro performance down, envelope down when you put stuff in. Unless it's a drum, put that on beats mode. Mine defaults to beats. I'm such a lazy fuck. I just never changed it. And just listen to your atmosphere. So like, the whole idea is that when you start, you want there to be a bed, like a foundation for what you have. That's how you make it sound full. I reckon I'm gonna chuck like an auto pen on this this lead. Oh my god, why is it 2 words? Just make it 1. Audio effects, pitch and modulation, auto pan. I think it was like subtle stereo. Just sort of like brings it from left to right. I feel like all of this could probably come down a tad. Now, obviously the idea in this section is like I'm trying to make hype. See, I like that. That could be like a counter melody that comes in. Boom, boom, boom. Maybe I could even use that. Let's have a look. That pitches pretty well. So what I'm going to do, make that Complex Pro, bring it down. And instead of this being Serum... Actually, no, I'm going to leave that there. So duplicate that. Now on this second one, just so I know like what's happening with that first one, on the second one I'm going to drag this... Oh my god. Drag the sample in. So it'll be like that. So now it's on a Serum... And then what you're going to do is chuck a pitch in front of that. Ba, ba. So I'm going to pitch this down until it does that. So, okay, so the problem is I forgot that this is a chord. So when you start pitching chords, it sounds wonky. So I'm just going to use this as a another atmosphere. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add this in here. bring down. Now what I'll do is I'm going to do subtle stereo. What I'm going to do is I'm going to invert this somehow. How can I invert it? Yeah, there we go. So what should be happening is when this one is... Just want to accentuate it to see what's going on. It's not perfect, but yeah, it'll do. So, like, that's a really good bed now. We got these two pads that are sort of going around. We've got the two high strings that are panned left and right. And then we got this, like, crowd clap and crowd chant. And the idea is when you do this, you need to balance things. So, like, each of these balance each other. You have the crowd clap, it's like 17 right, and then the crowd itself is 16 left. They're balancing each other. These are balancing each other, these are balancing each other. That's how you don't make it lopsided. So I'm just going to make like a pretty simple Reese now. Also, I think I just made that note one half step to it. Now I'm just going to quickly duplicate that and put a high pass on it, and then on the other one I'm just going to turn it back to a knit and just put it on a sub. I'm also going to duplicate that and adjust this to mid sides. And the mids, yeah, I want to cut, no, mids will go to there. Sides, I just want to roll off a bit earlier. I'll just go synth E. I like this little Skrilla one. I'm gonna save that for later. Effects can come later. Let's see if I can make a synth. What did I just do? Okay, I'm gonna delete these ones. Delete these two. So then this one. And then I'll select those two and then morph crossfade. Right. Morph spectral. I don't know what's going on. I haven't done this in a while. Oh yeah, it's working. So it's just a bit of variation, so it's not on the same. So I'll just like change that to off and then to on. Actually, a bit of a fluttery effect could work. Might put it on the fine as well. See what happens when we FM from B. Kind of cool. Now I'm going to do a filter. Fuck, which one do I like to use? I think it's a high. Is it a band knob? See, all of this stuff is just like adding texture to it. That sounds kind of nasty. We could, right in mono. So like literally all I did when I made that synth is like I went into the wavetable, I did a sine wave, and then in the other one I sort of messed the sine wave up a bit so it gets some other harmonics, and then faded them so that the wavetable position can take you between them. I've then FM'd it from another synth that sounded kind of cool, added a bit of unison because it messes it up. I've boosted like a lot of drive into the filter, and I've done like these ones here so I can take a little bit of a notch out so it removes some frequency areas. Added a bit of sub, a bit of noise. And then I've just added like a bunch of effects just to like mess the sound up. So it's like this distorted sort of messed up thing. That's what you got to do. Like you can't just chuck a saw wave in there and FM it from, you know, like just do some basic shit. Like these aren't hectic wavetables. They're simple sounds that have just been affected a bunch. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add on some more. I've never even used Rift, but let's see what happens. See, that's like hectic, but like... See, like, I didn't even do much on that. I just put a preset on. Like, what if I went to thermal? Again, another preset. Just chucking random shit on it. I think this definitely does need to have less gain. And I'm assuming it's amassed a little bit of sub. Yep, more than a bit. So. So like that's a pretty cool idea, but the thing is like where do you go from here now? So these this little thing here, like the counter melody, don't really care about that at the moment. What happens when we put this here? Yeah. That's a later thing. Like, let's go find some vocals. So we need to go female and then in the key of... Well, see, I want it in E, right? But I'm thinking I might form or pitch it down. So I might look in... there's no E sharp. I don't want to look in F. F sharp. Maybe I'll... Yeah, fuck it, I'll just look at E.
It's so easy to love you, baby.
And we're just gonna go on random.
Yeah, 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 yeah. You bad. Got it all over. Yeah, yeah. No. Tea tree.
Ooh, that's a pretty cool atmosphere. I'm just going to chuck that in there for later on as well. Another thing you can think of is like, so if I'm working in E, if I go 7 up from that, maybe I can look in B. Because that's a 7th. I feel like no one ever looks in B.
Yeah. No, she can't. Oh. Ah. Oh. Yeah.
That sounds pretty cool. Might save that for later as well. So like just going through Splice and finding shit.
Get close.
I kind of liked the way...
I think I need you. You got me all shook. You me.
See, these like little things here, I feel like we could use them. I feel like we could use them as like leads later on. Put that there.
You got me all. Yeah.
Okay, I think I need B minor. So I'm gonna go back. B minor.
Yeah. No, she on him.
See, that could be kind of cool. That could also be kind of cool. I'm gonna add that in straight away. Like the sound of that. So let's go. You can add this one down here. Complex Pro. So I'm going to add a little altar boy onto this one. And I'm going to... do some of that and then just reverb the living hell out. But I'm going to do that with CLA vocals. Add some more reverb. Then I think I'll do some OTT after. Yeah, it's sort of like flashing. One, two, three, four. Actually, I'm gonna check Ovox on here and see what happens. Wow, these are really weird. Yeah, so now, oh my god, I keep control S-ing. So now I'm a little bit stumped for where to go, because I had this idea in my head, but I've sort of played out that idea. Now I need to figure out what to do. I feel like this really needs vocals, something like... But that might be for another video. For now, I just wanted to show you guys how I sort of build out an intro. You know, like, that's a point where you guys can start to add in other stuff. You can find vocals and then you move on. But yeah, for now, I just wanted to mainly show you, like, the process of how I start ideas now sometimes when an idea comes.